to our last installment of our Tourism Ireland educational series with our Irish partners. And today's theme is Derry Londonderry, It will Be Legendary, and what Northern Ireland has to offer. We have three partners who are going to be presenting today. Our first is Maria from airporter.co.uk, and our second is Roisin, who's going to be representing Irish Country Hotels, and finally Susan from Gulf Vacations Ireland. So thank you all very much for joining us and taking the time out of your schedule today to join us for our presentation, and happy belated St. Patrick's Day. Okay, just a quick start, a reminder about our access. I know I do this every time, but just a little reminder for those who haven't been joining us on our previous presentations. We have our direct seasonal access with Air Transat from April to October, and they run a service from Toronto to Dublin, Toronto to Shannon, and Montreal to Dublin as well. We have direct seasonal access from June to September with Air Canada, which is Toronto to Dublin, and obviously we have year-round access through the code share agreement between Air Canada and Aer Lingus, and British Airways as well. Now Air Canada are using, and you can fly via London into Dublin, Shannon, Cork and Belfast. So a little reminder about the island of Ireland. We have our capital of the Republic of Ireland, Dublin, to the east, Cork to the south, Shannon to the west, which you can fly into, and then Belfast to the north. Our island is broken up into 4 provinces: Ulster to the north, which we're going to be chatting a little bit today about with Derry Londonderry and Northern Ireland; Munster to the south, Leinster to the east, and Connacht to the west. So welcome everyone to the beautiful beaches of Northern Ireland, and that's the Mussadam Temple there in the background. It's a very, very special year for Derry Londonderry. It is the UK City of Culture for 2013, and this is the first time a UK city has actually been awarded this status, this accolade of City of Culture. So Derry Londonderry has put together a really fantastic program of cultural events, music events, festivals, you know, everything that encompasses dance, art, theatre, sport. There's really way too much to talk about in this presentation, so I'm going to just give you some highlights. And some of the highlights would include the Turner Prize, which this is the first year it's actually going to be presented outside of England, so that's a really a big deal. And there's going to be a new commission by the London Symphony Orchestra with very infamous performances and choreographers. The famous Lumiere City Light Show, which originated in Montreal, is going to be happening in Derry Londonderry. And also there's going to be the Flia Ceol na HÉireann, which is a festival of music in Ireland, and it's the first time it's actually happening in Northern Ireland, and it's kind of like the Olympics of Irish music, so that will be a really fantastic event and well worth telling your clients about if they happen to be in Northern Ireland and around Derry. And Derry is a really, you know, fantastic city. It's a very historic city, and it's one of the only remaining completely intact walled cities in Ireland, and it's a really fine example in Europe itself. You can actually walk the whole way around the walls, and you're a little bit raised up from street level. You get a really great panoramic view of the city. You can stop off and, you know, they have plaques with information and historical information along the way. You can stop off and learn a lot. There's some fantastic cathedrals and churches along the route as well, which are fascinating to go into, and you'll find that the people are really, really friendly. They'll tell you lots about the city, and you can learn quite a lot from doing a city tour, so highly recommend that for your clients. Also outside of Derry city itself, to the northeast of Derry, if you've got any golfing clients, we obviously have the famous Port Stewart and Portrush golf courses, Royal Portrush, where Darren Clark and Rory McIlroy have honed their skills. So it's a really fantastic city, and I know some of our partners are going to tell you a little bit more about some of the aspects of what you can find in Derry. This is just a nice little screen with some images. To the top left there you have the Tower Museum, which again you can find as you're walking around the walls of the city. And the Tower Museum is fantastic. It really gives you a good base of learning about the history of Derry Londonderry. The attendants in there are really fantastic as well. They give you a lot of information, so it's a good place to start. To the right there you have the Playhouse Theatre. If you've got any theatre goers or fans, definitely worth a visit. And you can see there at the bottom right and the left some of the aerial views, well, the panoramic views you can get of Derry and Londonderry. And, you know, not just to talk about Derry Londonderry, obviously it's a big year for the UK City of Culture, but while you're in Northern Ireland, you know, why not check out the Titanic Visitor Centre? That's the new museum there. As you can see, it's got all these kind of pointed bow ship-like elements to the structure, and they're the exact height of the bow of the Titanic. It's a fantastic visitor experience, and you can really learn about the shipbuilding heritage of Belfast, about Titanic itself, about the story, obviously huge connections with Canada, so well worth a visit. To the right there we have part of the Giant's Causeway. Definitely you can't miss the Giant's Causeway and all the amazing basalt columns. Another lovely picture there of fabulous beaches in Northern Ireland around the North Antrim coast, and the whole Causeway coastal route is just stunning. And a family there just finishing crossing the Carrick-a-Reed rope bridge, which is on your way up to the Giant's Causeway, so well worth a look as well. I'm not sure if many of you know, but the Game of Thrones, a lot of it was filmed in and around Northern Ireland and in around the Antrim coast, and there's actually tours you can go on now if you do have any clients that are real fans of the Games of Thrones. They can go and have a look at all the different sites. So that's kind of my little synopsis. Very quickly on, you know, Derry Londonderry, UK City of Culture for 2013. So there is a lot going on. And without further ado, I'm going to pass you over to Maria. And Maria is representing airporter.co.uk. So, you know, if you do have clients that are thinking of going over, then Maria is definitely the one to talk to and see what services and products her company can do. So Maria, do we have you there?
You do, Helen. Thank you.
Okay, well I'll hand it over to you. So.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. My name is Maria and I believe I am the only native of Derry Londonderry on the line today. Londonderry, Derry or Dura, or even Legendary as it has been recently renamed, is a city which is full of culture and creativity. We take on the mantle this year of the first UK City of Culture, and so far the promises that have gone out have been more than delivered locally. We've had fantastic music, dance events, and it's a real vibrant place to be. You also benefit from the generosity of spirit in the local people here. Derry Londonderry stands out. It is the place to be. It's a brilliant place to come and enjoy Irish hospitality along with culture and the legendary crack. Airporter is an award-winning coach company based in the north of Ireland. We provide transport for tours, airport transfers, day tours for visitors who are staying in the northwest. We are ideally situated as a gateway to the north of Ireland. We have a lot of clients who will travel to Belfast, use our services to come to the northwest, and then travel onwards from here. Airporter offers a first-class chauffeur-driven transport options. We have a fantastic team who have all received their World Host Customer Service Award, and we were also awarded our Customer Service Excellence from our local partners here who are the Federation of Passenger Transport. Our business class coaches are comfortable. They come with leather seats, PowerPoints and free onboard Wi-Fi. We are certainly the top of our game here in Northern Ireland. There's only one other operator who now offers these sorts of services following in our footsteps last year. Our reputation is built on delivering outstanding service, mainly for FIT and small group travel. Our customer service team here work directly with travel agents, group organisers and our partners in order to build bespoke tours really for your clients. As we go on through, we can see Airporter is a golf transport specialist. As Helen already said, Derry Londonderry in the north of Ireland. We are right in the middle of both excellent golfing to the east and the west. And we find that a lot of our visitors will travel here and explore both the Royal Portrush, Royal County Down into the east, and to the west we will also enjoy Ballyliffin Golf, which has absolutely breathtaking views out across the Atlantic. This is a look at one of our tours that was developed last year called the Home of Champions Land of Giants. It's a premium 7-day tour which combines both sumptuous accommodation, luxury travel, the championship golf that we're renowned for, as well as the downtime to see the beloved sights. You can see the breakdown there of the Radisson Hotel in Belfast, taking us across the end of the North Antrim coast at Bushmills. Then we travel down towards Derry Londonderry, and from here the golfing experience can go out to Glashedy and Ballyliffin or back to the east as well. The Titanic experience has been a huge draw in Northern Ireland, and because our journey time is about 90 minutes from where we are positioned in Derry Londonderry to Belfast, it's an ideal link to complete a full tour, and that way we find our visitors benefit from the golf, the cultural events in Derry Londonderry, as well as the huge attractions in Belfast. The next tour is our Diamond Jubilee Challenge Golf Tour. The itinerary was built in celebration of the Queen's 60th Jubilee last year and is a tour of all of the royal golf courses in Northern Ireland. It is a fantastic opportunity for serious golf enthusiasts. These are the type of courses that have been played by the famous Rory McIlroy, and it's a great experience for people to have. Golfing here in Northern Ireland is unlike golf anywhere else. As you move on through, we have our North Atlantic Challenge Golf, which we can build to any specification really. We find that the 7-day, 6-night seems to be what people will be looking for. We can incorporate it into the older courses which are down at Glashedy, or you can switch again to Royal Portrush and Portstewart as well. We build it in with a 3-night B&B in the Roe Park Resort, which is here in Limavady, or we can travel on out to the Red Castle in Donegal. And again, these are just guidelines to get you thinking about what clients would need, but we are the size of company who can adapt our tours according to what individual needs would be. As we go on through then, you have our famous Faces of Northern Ireland. Our coastal location here on the edge of Europe makes for the breathtaking scenery that I was talking about. We find our visitors are coming here for the draw of the golf that they have seen on international television and fall in love with the local crack that they will find in Northern Ireland. Derry Londonderry, as we've said, is the city of culture of 2013. If you meander through the bustling streets of the only completely walled city in Ireland and the British Isles, you can hear the echoes of the history all around us. Strolling along the 17th century walls this year celebrating their 400th anniversary, and marvel at all the changing skyline in our city. We are a city of a rich past and a promising future. You can see this year, as we have won the title of City of Culture, we are hosting a huge array of events. We also have the Flacul Hearn in August, which promises to bring not only just the Irish culture, but there is also a huge cultural challenge in combining the Ulster Scots traditions, which are also here in Derry in August. So it is a real meeting of both traditions. And it's a fantastic opportunity for visitors who have an interest in all areas of Irish heritage to really come and find it all in the one place this year. As we move on through to my last few slides, we can see we have our day tours products, again as Helen was saying, in order to help visitors find the best of all that Northern Ireland has to offer. If you travel to Derry Londonderry, we have our Derry City and Inishowen Peninsula tour, which is a scheduled tour that we intend to run. We have our Giants Causeway and Bushmills Distillery tour, which allows you to see all of the World Heritage Sites in the North Antrim Coast, as well as the famous whisky distillery. And we also have our Titanic Belfast tour, which starts in Derry, takes you up to see the full array of exhibitions in the Titanic, and then can bring you back here. So Derry makes a very affordable and accessible base to all of the other areas in the north, and it also can link quite well with our transport provision. We can offer private transfers directly from Dublin and Belfast. Our last slide here is a picture of the team, and I suppose now is a good time to promote our Irish-Canadian connection. Two company directors built the company in order to address a real need that they have in accessing Derry Londonderry from our local airports here in Belfast. And the company has been in operation since then in 1996. And we are now the best, or as our founder would have said, the only experts in transporting people from Belfast Airport to Derry Londonderry and beyond. Thank you very much for your time, and if you have any questions, please direct them. Thank you.
Hi Maria, it's Helen here. Thank you very much for bringing us through your presentation there. That was really, really interesting. I was wondering if you could expand a little bit on your day trips that you offer. I mean, is there a limit to how many people, need to be on the coaches, or, do you do like FITs or?
Yes, the scheduled day tours were designed for FITs. They run on a weekly basis. So for example, last year our Inishowen tour ran on a Friday, every Friday, but we also offer it on a private tour basis. It's quite an affordable thing to do even if you're in a small group of 4 to 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
And we arrange all the admissions and the transport as well as that is included. But it is designed specifically for FIT travel, in that if one person books, the tour will run. If 3 people book, the tour will run.
Okay, and the agents can book directly through yourselves, like pre-book?
Yes. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, Mandy has a question here. She has a client where the husband wants to escape next winter, but the wife is more interested in, Ireland and maybe not necessarily, I think she means south as in like Caribbean destinations. So, what about a package that would, maybe he's into golf and she wants to do a little something else? Do you have packages that are flexible like that?
We have packages that we can build with alternative arrangements. So for example, in the North Coast, there is a fabulous spa quite close to where the Royal Portrush is. So we have on occasion made arrangements for the ladies to stay in the spa treatment and then the husbands go on to the golf. And there's a lot of other cultural activities that they can do in the area as well. The walking tour, for example, along the North Coast and taking in the Giant's Causeway can be done on a one-to-one basis with a guided tour. So it depends on what they're looking for, really.
Anna has a question. Do you work with any cruise lines at the moment?
We don't currently work with any cruise line, no.
Okay, all right. That might be something you might need to look into. I don't know. I think a lot of Canadians are doing cruises now, and they're doing stop-offs in Ireland, so there could be, I suppose, good potential there for day trips, packages from the cruises that are coming in. Okay, I think that's all the questions that we have for Maria at the moment. So thank you very much, Maria. We appreciate it. We'll be sending on your contact details and a follow-up to all the participants from today's webinar, and they'll be getting all your contact details. So thank you.
Okay, Helen. Am I okay to sign out, or?
Are indeed. You're free to go.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, and up next we have Roisin, is going to be representing Irish Country Hotels. A few you might recognize Roisin's name, as she is also the representative for Manor House Hotels. So Roisin, do we have you there?
You do indeed. Hi Helen, thank you very much.
Over to you.
Okie dokie. Okay, well, hello everybody. For anyone who's struggling with that name and the spelling, Roisin is an Irish name, and it means rose, so that might make it a little bit easier for you to understand. And yes, indeed, I do represent both Manor House Hotels and Irish Country Hotels. I'm going to mainly talk about Irish Country Hotels in this webinar, but we'll just give you a little bit of guidance on the group. The company was set up 26 years ago by Tourism Ireland to promote small independent Irish hotels, and we have in total 60 properties between the Manor House Hotel and the Irish Country Hotels group all over Ireland. So all individual, all family owned and run, with two distinct groups. The Manor House are country houses and castles, and the Irish Country Hotels are family-owned properties located in the towns and villages of Ireland. Concentrating on Londonderry, Derry and the City of Culture, I know Maria in her tour there mentioned that she travels to Beach Hill Country House in Londonderry on one of her excursions. I think she spends 2 nights there. And this is a slide of Beach Hill Country House. And she mentioned the people of Derry being so friendly, and Patsy, who owns this property, just has an amazing warm welcome for any of her visitors. You can see it's a beautiful historic building. At one stage back in the 1600s, it was put on the market and it was sold as a property for a man of good fortune, and I think definitely it would be our fortune to stay in a lovely property like this in Derry, Londonderry. So lots of history attached to this property, and you'd be among good guests here. We've had a lot of celebrities stay in this particular Manor House Hotel, among people like Will Farrell, Stephen Ray, of course, from Northern Ireland, the great actor from there, Sam Shepard, and even a few visitors from the US. Bill Clinton and John Kerry have stayed in this lovely property. But lots of history associated with many of the Manor House hotels. But in Derry, Londonderry, the Beach Hill is a great spot to stay because you're very close to the city and the walls, but yet you're out in this lovely estate where you can do great walks around the estate itself. You can go horse riding around the estate. And it's so vast that actually during the Second World War, the US Marines were actually billeted around the estate of Beach Hill Country House. The officers stayed in the main house, which you can see here in the picture, and the men out in billets around the estate. So lots of history associated there, and somewhere nice for your guests to stay when they're traveling around the beautiful city, or for lots of the events that are on in the city this year. I'm going to move on, though, to talk about the Irish country hotels more or less exclusively now. Our Irish country hotels are the family-owned properties. So these are great hotels, both 3- and 4-star level of hotels, but owned by and operated by Irish families. So this is where you'll get to meet us Irish when we're out for maybe our lunch on a Sunday, or for weddings, christenings. So they're kind of the local hotel in the local town where you will get to meet all our local characters and find out all the stories, and maybe, you know, the best place to go and visit in the area just from a local perspective, which can be very warm and welcoming. You can see a shot here of Killyheaven Hotel and Health Club in Enniskillen, which isn't too far from Derry, Londonderry, and again a great area for visiting the whole north of Ireland and also the northwest. So as you can see here, Killyheaven is based on Lough Erne, right on the lake. So lots of trips you can enjoy there, including the water, and Skillen has quite a lot of waterways, so the boats actually can pull in more right up to the edge of the property. You can walk in and have lunch and get back on the boat and maybe travel across to our Manor House Hotel, which is the opposite side of the lake, and have dinner. So lots of possibilities there. It's also very close to Belique Pottery, which produces Parayan china. You can go in and see the china being produced. It's a lovely cream china, lovely for little gifts if you want to bring some little bit of your travels back home with you from Enniskillen then. And this is one of our properties with a very confusing name. It's called the Londonderry Arms Hotel, but actually it's not in Londonderry that we're talking about so much today. It's in the town of Carnlough, which is on the Antrim coast. Um, but it gets its name from Lord Londonderry, who originally owned the property. It was also owned by Sir Winston Churchill's family. So again, the history of the property is there. Now owned by an Irish family, and a great place if you want to go up and tour the Giant's Causeway or some of those images that Helen has shown you, the Carrick Rope Bridge. And as you can see, the heart of the town, lots of tradition associated with the properties there, and really is a good spot for touring that whole area. Again, back to Derry here, we have a small inn, a family-owned property. It's been in the O'Hara family for 4 generations, and it's now run by a brother and sister, Jane O'Hara and Bill O'Hara. Has a small golf course on site, so it's ideal if you have golfers. It's not a championship course, but it's a nice place to stay among the golfing community and visit some of the championship courses from here. You've heard quite a lot about this issue of culture, and I think Maria is the expert, being a local, so I leave that to her. But as I say, the beach hill would be an ideal spot for visiting up that area as well. So also, if you were going to see Derry and Londonderry for the City of Culture, you'd probably want to travel a little bit around the whole general area of the northwest. So I've just included 2 properties here. Arnold's Hotel in Dunfanaghy in County Donegal, which is right up the very, very tip of Ireland on the northwest coast. Dunfanaghy is, as you can see, a very picturesque little town right on the water's edge. They have their own stables there, so if you fancy a lovely beach ride where you can take the horses, it's something nice to do in Ireland, where you can take horses out on the beach and they'll bring you trekking both on the beach and also around this beautiful countryside. You can just see some of the beauty of it in the background there. Also, other activities that you can do from Ireland are things like they have a quilting workshop there. So if you're into arts and crafts, certainly quilting is something you can do at Arnold's, or indeed walking. I think that picture just shows some of the scenery that you'd get to walk, but also overlooking the beaches and the cliffs. And even travelling maybe from Arnold's down to the next Irish country property that I'm going to mention, which is the Mill Park Hotel in Donegal town. You could use either of those as a base for touring the Slieve League. Now, the Slieve League are cliffs that are actually higher than the cliffs of Moher. Less well known maybe so far, but they are equally as spectacular. So something very nice to do if you are in the area of Donegal or travelling out from Derry to Donegal. The Slieve League are something that you should ensure are included on somebody's itinerary. The Mill Park Hotel in Donegal town is one of our largest properties. It just has 100 rooms in total. But again, a whole family involved there. It's only owned by the McDermott family, and a father and his many children, his 5 children working there, from chefs to receptionists to the manager, will all look after you there. They have a small spa as well, and you can see just a shot of the pool here. But the whole family very much involved in the Mill Park Hotel in Donegal. You could also tour up to Glenlea National Park, which is lovely. And just here, just some of the activities that you can do from our Northern Ireland hotels. You can see the nice shot there of the horses riding on the beach. And you don't have to be a really experienced rider to do this. So if you're staying in Arnold's, for example, you could go out just for a day's trekking, or you could book a whole week of trekking at Arnold's. The golf, you've already heard quite a bit. I think you're going to hear some more about that. The rambling in the hills, and of course some boat rides there on Lough Erne. And at the end of a long day, I think we'd all like to be that person sitting lying there in the middle having a nice treatment, which you can get at many of the Irish country and manor house hotels. New for in 2012, Irish country hotels were the only hotel group in Ireland to be awarded the Guaranteed Irish symbol. And the Guaranteed Irish symbol, it's a symbol that's given to Irish products and services that really support local jobs, the local community. So they would use local producers in terms of food, buying food very much locally from small local suppliers and local industry. So by supporting, I suppose, this hotel group and these hoteliers, you're very much supporting Ireland, and we really need it at the moment. So helping to keep jobs in the country and support the Irish community. This is a shot of one of our hotels further down the coast. Now you're travelling down to County Clare and near those other great cliffs, the Cliffs of Moher. The Armada Hotel here in Milltown Malbay in County Clare. And you can see there, you can imagine the views looking out from the hotel out to sea. It really is quite spectacular there in the Armada, owned by the Burke family for a number of generations. And I mentioned the fact that the hotels are very much the heart of the local community. You can see here Glengariff Park Hotel in West Cork. West Cork is down below, say, the Ring of Kerry and Killarney. And Glengariff is situated on what is called the Ring of Beara, B-E-A-R-A. And this is a spectacular ring just below the Ring of Kerry. And what you'll see from Glengariff Park is that it's very much the heart of the local town. So you can see some people dining there out on a lovely sunny day outside, just having something nice to eat. But straight across the road from this, you have the Blue Pool, and you can get a ferry out to Garnish Island. And Garnish Island, for any gardeners or anyone looking for a garden trip, is an ideal spot to go. It's an Italian lake garden built on a small island, and it literally takes about 15 minutes to go out by ferry from the doors here of Glengariff Park Hotel. The ferries go out roughly on the hour, every hour in the season, so it's a really easy thing to stop off and do, and maybe spend, you know, a couple of hours out on the island walking around the beautiful, spectacular gardens. Ideal time, best time of year to do it in terms of gardens are May and June, when everything is really blossoming and in bloom. Our summer starts a little bit earlier. The daffodils are out here already. Having been over in Canada last week, I've seen we're a little bit ahead of you on that case. But yeah, Glengariff is ideal for doing that. It also would be good if you want to tour the Ring of Kerry and spend a few extra days. You could do the Ring of Kerry from here, and then thereafter maybe travel down to Baltimore or to other parts of East Cork. One of our other properties that features quite a bit with the Canadian market is a 3-star property that we have right in the centre of Dublin. It's Buswell's Hotel. And if you're looking for a great property right in the centre, value property, Buswell's Hotel on the irishcountryhotels.com site is ideal for that. You're literally right at the gates of our Parliament, what we call the Dáil. And we get a lot of our politicians actually stay here or come in for meetings. So you could end up meeting our Taoiseach, which is our Prime Minister, in the bar of Boswell's. It really is a hive of activity. And you're just a block to Grafton Street, which is the main shopping street, or indeed another block and a half down to Trinity College, where the Book of Kells is housed. So a really, really great central location. And again, rates can all be booked through Irish Country Hotels. Travelling back down to Cork, and here's another property, is Garryvoe Hotel in Castlemartyr in County Cork. So this is East Cork, so heading over towards Waterford, but also Cork as well. So you could, from here, you could visit the Middleton Distillery, which is a very interesting tour, or head to Cove, which is one of the great heritage towns, and also where a lot of the famine ships left from this part of the country. So there's a great famine ship museum down there in Cove Harbour. And you also have, of course, you could travel over to Waterford and the Crystal from Garryvoe. And Garryvoe is very scenic. It's overlooking the sea, an amazing coastal location, a lovely 4-star property, and again, family run. So while these hotels are lovely family-run properties, they also very much specialise in food. For example, example, the Arda Hotel in Clifton in Connemara has a 2A Rosette restaurant. So it's a restaurant kind of with rooms. So you're sure to be able to get really nice dining at many of these properties. You're probably wondering how to book them, and I will put up our 1-800 number in a little while, but you can book them either through our website or through tour operators based in Canada. And if you're booking direct, we do pay commission of 10%, and it'll be paid directly into your account. It's paid from the central office, and the central number will come up, and a 1-800 number, and you can book us by email or indeed online on our website and just put in your IATA number, and we'll ensure your commission is paid directly to you, or you can contact us by email, whichever works best for you. This is our little family hotel based in Baltimore, again back to West Cork, a bit further south than Glengariff, so it'll work as a nice stop after Glengariff. And Baltimore Harbour is a spectacular, beautiful little fishing harbour where you can travel out to Sherkin Islands or Cape Clear, or travel back in towards Cork and maybe kiss the Blarney Stone. And I think all of us today have probably kissed the Blarney Stone, so we all chat too much in Ireland, but you'll definitely get plenty of Blarney down in Casey's in Baltimore. Up to some of these next two shots will just give you an idea of the type of accommodation that you can expect. Just two different shots of bedrooms at Irish Country Hotels. So the standard of accommodation is very, very high in Ireland in our 3- and 4-star properties. This is a 3-star property in Ireland. So the level of hotel services is very, very good, and you can feel very comfortable in all of the Irish Country Hotels. All of them are expected annually. We have our own team of mystery shoppers who go out and inspect all the properties and ensure that the level that you would anticipate and expect of an Irish Country Hotel is maintained, so you can standard. And finally, I'm going to just show you a shot of one of the jacuzzis at Fitzgerald's Woodlands House in Adair, which is one of our Irish Country Hotels that also has a full-service spa. So you can actually enjoy a luxurious spa in an Irish Country Hotel as well. Up on this latest slide, you can see that we have a local central reservations office here in Dublin, where I'm calling from today, and we have a team there of experts who've been to all of the hotels. So no matter what your requirements are, they can guide you to which property might suit best for your clients. So below there you also see our toll-free number from Canada, so you can call them and use their expertise, whether you're booking through your tour operator or whether you want to book directly with our office, so whichever works best for you. They can also help you with things like itineraries, etc. And we have our own centralized account system here, so to ensure that you get your commissions paid directly to you. And just remember that these are Irish-run, family-run hotels where you can really get the warm Irish welcome. Full breakfast is included in all of our quotations, and also service is also included. So just to give you an idea, the average cost of a room, it does depend on the seasons, but an idea is around $100 to $120 a night for a double room, including service and full Irish breakfast. So that's more or less all from me, unless you have a few questions for me.
Hi, Roisin. Thank you so much. That was fantastic. We definitely have some questions, so I'm going to give you a couple, and if you could run through them pretty quickly, that would be great.
Okay.
I think you might have just answered about pricing on your last comment there. June was asking, what the average is. So I think you were saying about $120. Would that be
100 to 120, yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it per room or per person? How does that
Per room.
Yeah, per room. Okay, fantastic. Do you have any specific Irish Country Hotels you'd recommend for the more active clients, if they like hiking and, outdoor, sports and want to get out and about?
Yeah, indeed. Well, many of them are based, I suppose the one there that I mentioned, Arnold's, is great, and also Gary Vaux, but also If you wanted to go to maybe Clew Bay and Westport, there's lots in the whole Westport area in terms of hiking and touring. But really, and Casey's down in Baltimore, lots of walks in that area as well. The whole Baltimore area, lots of great walks around there, and of course Arnold, as I mentioned.
Okay. And Salma was just asking about, the location of a lot of these Irish country hotels, and I suppose being country hotels, how accessible are they for clients without cars?
Well, some of them are and some of them aren't. So places like Westport is on a train line and you're in the centre of the town of Westport, so that is very easy. And then once you get there, you can travel out from it. Again, we have a great property in Killarney, in the heart of Killarney. It's right literally directly across from the train station in Killarney. So once you arrive there, there's lots of day trips you can do from Killarney, and Killarney itself has loads to do. So that's the Arbutus Hotel in Killarney, which is one of our most recent members. So some of the properties wouldn't be suitable, as if you don't have a car, but some of them very definitely are. But they tend to be in major tourist towns, so there are things to do around them. And certainly if you call our Centre Res, they could kind of advise you as to which properties, if somebody doesn't have a car, they'd be best based at. So certainly Buswell's in Dublin. There's lots to see and do in Dublin, but Ireland is about getting out into the countryside and seeing it. So, there's some of them won't suit, but certainly the town centre ones would.
Okay. And just to let the agents know, if they call our contact centre, they can. We have a supply of Irish country hotel brochures there and manor house hotels, and also for the Irish B&B booklets. So you can order them through contact. If you're having any issues, contact me directly. I'm going to have to wrap it up there. I know there's a couple of more questions. Actually, Roisin, in terms of hours for your toll-free number, how does that work for the time difference here in Canada?
Yeah, I'm afraid, you are 4 hours behind us. So we do open in the normal, most of the year till 6. We're open on a Saturday, and maybe email us outside of that, and we'll be back to you before you're up the following morning. Or indeed, in the summer season, we're open till 8 in the evening, so that will cover a bit longer for you.
Okay, super.
Okay.
Well, Roisin, thank you so much for joining us today, and we appreciate it. So enjoy your afternoon, and
thank you.
I'll let you go.
Chat soon. Okay, bye. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, up next we have, last but not least, we have Susan from Golf Vacations Ireland. Susan is just back from Canada as well. She was at our Jump into Ireland events in Ottawa and Montreal. So Susan, hopefully you've recovered from your jet lag and you'll be able to run through this presentation.
Hi Helen, I've well recovered from my jet lag at this stage, thankfully, and we've had a little bit of snow here this week too, so it's put us in exactly the same position as you guys. It's still winter here, but we're nearly ready for summer at this stage. So thanks everybody for your patience and for listening to what everybody's had to say about Northern Ireland and Londonderry, Derry Londonderry. I'm sure at this stage that you've been very inspired to send your clients to Northern Ireland and to see everything that there is to do and see in that area. So I'm going to take a slightly different tack with this presentation, and as well as giving you an indication of what we have in Northern Ireland from a golfing perspective, I'm going to share with you the rest of the golf product in Ireland, because I'm sure a lot of you are aware that Ireland is a great destination for golf and there's a huge amount to do and see here, and we'd like to share everything that there is with you. So Ireland is one of the leading golf destinations in the world, and most golfers aspire to come here at some stage in their lives to play golf. It's one of those countries that people often have on their bucket list. We have over 400 of the top golf courses in the world here in Ireland, so there's more than one for every day of the week. We have over a third of all the links golf courses that we have in the world. They're based in Ireland, and the links golf courses are those traditional golf courses. So when golf was first played over 600 years ago, those are the types of golf courses that they played on. So it's it's a great thing for a lot of golfers to play those old, historic, traditional courses, and that's why a lot of our golf courses make it to their bucket list.
Sorry, Susan, it's Helen here. I'm just going to interrupt you for a slight second, because we're just losing you a little bit in sound, so I'm just going to ask you if you can just maybe do a little bit of a higher volume on yourself, if that's okay.
Sure, no problem. Can you hear me better now?
Brilliant. That is absolutely perfect. Thank you.
Okay, I'll do my best to keep it up.
Great.
So as I was saying, we have some of the best links golf courses in the world. They're the historic, traditional courses that golfers aspire to play at some stage in their lives. So instead of giving you more of the words here, I'm going to give you some pictures because I think the pictures are the images that really will help you understand why your golfers would be interested in coming to Ireland. As you can see here, we have golf courses right around the coast. The links courses are seaside links courses, so the views are spectacular. They really do make it a really memorable day out. Ballybunion, the southwest of Ireland, is perhaps the most the area with the biggest concentration of golf courses, so it's very attractive for a lot of golfers to visit that area. And Ballybunion would be one of the most famous courses in Ireland. As you can see, we've got great sand dunes where the links course literally runs through those sand dunes, and you have the ocean, which is visible on almost every hole on a traditional links golf course. So it makes for a very unique experience for golfers, and they really enjoy to play these traditional courses like Lahinch here, Royal County Down in Northern Ireland, which is perhaps the most famous golf course in Ireland. It's typically rated in the top 3 of golf courses in the world, so it's a great aspiration for golfers to play this course, and it's one of the biggest draws when it comes to bringing golf to Northern Ireland. So people would tend to come, play Royal County Down, and travel further afield to play some of the other great links courses and incorporate some great sightseeing as well in Belfast and in Derry Londonderry. So Royal Portrush, which you've heard mentioned a few times here already today, is situated right on the top coast of Ireland, the Antrim coast, and it's very famous now for being home to some of Ireland's great golfers, Rory McIlroy, Graham McDowell, and that's where these golfers have honed their skills. So we in Golf Vacations Ireland have put together a tour which will help you experience some of those courses called the Champions Tour, and that is essentially an off-the-shelf product that you can offer to your clients, which gives them a tour through some of the great courses that those golfers would have played when they were learning how to play golf. And you'll find all those tours are listed on our website, golfvacationsIreland.com. So other tours that we have include the northwest of Ireland, where you can also pop in and visit Derry Londonderry as you travel around. And we also do customized tours. Because we're a dedicated golf tour operator, everything that we have here we can personalize to your clients so that we meet exactly what their requirements are for their trip. So you're more than welcome to contact us using a Plan Your Tour form on our website, or you can also drop an email directly through the info@golfvacationsIreland address, or even me directly at susan@golfvacationsIreland.com, and we can help you to customize a tour for your clients. And I'm very mindful that a lot of Canadians, when they travel for golf, they tend to want to experience different places like historic properties like Adare Manor here, and the K Club where they hosted the Ryder Cup. This is another lovely historic house hotel that we have called Carton House in County Kildare, and another beautiful property in the southwest of Ireland, so you can experience somewhere like this when you're playing those famous courses like Ballybunion in the very southwest. And so there's lovely nice places to stay, lovely nice places to experience as you go around. Bushmills Inn, this property here, is an old coaching inn which was set up to home people who were travelling around Ireland distributing Bushmills whiskey from the nearby distillery, and that's right up on the north coast, so it's somewhere that's very easily incorporated with a visit to Derry while you're visiting the north of Ireland and seeing everything that there is to do and see up there. And this is the sort of transportation that we offer for our golfers. It's a luxury transportation vehicle, so they've got lots of space, and it's a very comfortable place for people to sit and to enjoy while they're traveling around on their trip. So as well as looking after golfers, we also look after sightseers in our tours. Given that everything is customized, we're very conscious that people tend to travel, particularly as couples, and you might have maybe 4 golfers and 4 non-golfers, or 2 golfers and 2 non-golfers, and it's important to us that we're able to put together a tour that meets everybody's requirements. So we'll include some sightseeing suggestions for the sightseers so that they're able to fill their days very easily while the golfers are out. And everybody gets the trip of a lifetime, so it's not just for the golfers, it's the sightseers as well. That, you know, all the sites that we would put for them are quite close to the golf, so nobody has to travel too far, and it makes for a very enjoyable tour for everybody then. In the evenings, people can sit around and chat about what they did and share their experiences of Ireland over the day. So this is a little unique experience that we have in the very south of Ireland. You can take a helicopter out to play some of the golf courses out here, and that's a great way to explore some of the coastline. It's very dramatic scenery on a lot of our golf courses, and this is really probably the most memorable way to experience golf in Ireland. And as you've heard some of the other speakers here today talk about some of the sightseeing attractions, the Giant's Causeway up the north coast is perfectly fitted in with our northern coast tour. So you can play courses like Royal Portrush, Royal County Down, you can visit Belfast and Derry, stay at the Bushmills Inn that we discussed earlier on, and explore sites like the Giant's Causeway on that tour. And again, you've already seen these pretty dramatic cliffs, the Cliffs of Moher in the southwest of Ireland. They're another very memorable attraction in Ireland. So just to give you a quick recap on the sightseeing, there's Trinity College just gone by, sorry. Just to give you a quick recap on Golf Vacations Ireland, we're a specialist company based in Ireland. We offer luxury customised golf tours. It's an Irish company founded in 1999 by two brothers who are avid golfers, Eamon and Finbar Kennelly. We've over half our clients are repeat and referred business, which we're really, really proud of because it shows us that we're doing something right and people are happy to come back to us again and again. We do customized itineraries, so everything is exactly what your clients are looking for. We do the complete ground handling arrangements. If you have self-drive clients, it would be people like me who would meet them at the airport when they come in to make sure that they've arrived, their luggage has arrived, to put them on the road, and to ensure that they don't have any questions and that they're comfortable with everything for their itinerary. If they have a driver, he'll meet them there, escort them to their coach, put all their luggage on board, and he'll entertain them for the week that they're here. They have contact details for a member of staff in our office so that we can handle any queries that they might have while they're here. They get a full information pack that will have sightseeing suggestions, maps, driving directions, restaurant recommendations. We really give everything so that you can be very, very confident that your clients have all the tools that they need to make sure that they have the trip of a lifetime while they're here. For yourselves, the most important thing that I can promise you is our undivided attention, that we will offer you a 24-hour turnaround on inquiries that you send us. We'll offer you competitive pricing, and we're experts, so you can be assured that you're getting the best itinerary for your clients. We offer commission on all the tours you would book with us, and we can promise you that your clients will go home having had the trip of a lifetime, very happy to recommend you to their friends. That's me done, I think, Helen.
Oh, that's great, Susan. Thank you very much for bringing us through your presentation on all those great services and product offers that you have for Golf Vacations Ireland. We have a couple of questions for you now, if that's good. Donna is asking if there's a minimum number of passengers required for your deals, your offerings.
No, Donna, all our tours are customized, so we look after groups, everything from 1 to 101. So everything is tailored around the size of the group that you have who are interested in traveling.
Okay, fantastic. And not to be pushing another country here, but I noticed you obviously can do combined trips. I mean, obviously a lot of golfers love the Scottish golf courses as well, so you can do Ireland and Scotland.
We can, and actually, seeing as we're talking about Northern Ireland, an itinerary that's really attractive to a lot of golfers is to play some courses on the west coast of Scotland, like Turnberry and Royal Troon, and then take the ferry across from Troon to Belfast, and then explore Northern Ireland, visiting Portrush and playing Portstewart and Castle Rock. So that's a really unique way to kind of incorporate the two destinations into one, and to take that ferry across from Scotland to Ireland, which loads of tourists just love to do that.
Absolutely. And in terms of the accommodation offering, I mean, if an agent comes to you and says, they really want to stay in X, Y, and Z, would you be able to kind of work outside of some of the properties you normally book and have relationships with?
Oh, very definitely, very definitely. I mean, we have relationships with certain properties, but if you have clients who would like to stay somewhere different, then by all means we're happy to accommodate that request. It's no problem.
Okay, fantastic. I'm just seeing if there's some people typing questions as I talk to you. Oh, okay. So Thelma's asking, do you offer self-drive tours as well? Is that an option? Or you maybe do car rental for them?
Yes, we do. We look after all the ground arrangements, so if the group are self-drive, we would look after their rental for them. We typically find for a larger group, once you get over about 6 people, it's just as cost-effective to take a chauffeur-drive vehicle as it is to hire cars. So obviously that's a much nicer experience for everybody. But certainly for 2 or 4 people traveling, a self-drive rental is probably the most practical option, and we look after that. We make sure that the rentals are all automatic transmissions, so you don't have to worry about stick shift while you're on the wrong side of the road. And every car also gets a GPS which has your itinerary pre-programmed into it. So when your clients get into their car, they literally just have to hit the first destination on the itinerary, press go, and the car does everything for them. They just have to stay on the correct side of the road. It makes it as easy as possible for them.
That's great. That's a lovely, an added little kind of bonus for clients. That's fantastic. Another question is just about the kind of the drivers. I mean, are they almost like driver guides? Would they be quite good at maybe explaining a little bit about, you know, some of the scenery and some of the iconic sites they'd be passing, you know, en route to the golf courses?
Definitely. You know, you could nearly call them their golf concierge. They literally, from the moment they meet the group in the morning to the moment they say goodbye to them in the evening, they're pretty much at their beck and call, and that's what the driver is happiest doing. So he'll tell them tall tales of various different bits of folklore as they travel down the road. He'll recommend restaurants for dinner. He often does shopping, buys gifts for wives, for golfers who are too busy to go out and get them themselves. He'll put some beer on the bus if that's what people are looking for. And he really is, you know, he's their right-hand man the whole way through the trip.
Super. Okay, well, I think we're going to have to wrap it up there, Susan. So thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. And
No problem,
we
thank
appreciate
you.
Telling us all about Gulf Vacations Ireland. And as I mentioned at the start of the presentation, we will be doing a nice big follow-up e-sign to all the participants and registrants for our whole series of the Tourism Ireland educational series, and you'll get all the contact details about our partners. We also will have recordings of all the webinars if you want to share them with any of your colleagues who missed the Ireland presentations. And we had some giveaways as well throughout the whole series, and I'll be getting on to this week, so we'll be doing that also. So thank you very, very much. We do hope to maybe run another series in the fall and have some new partners and some different information for you. I hope you're really geared up to promote and sell Ireland. It's looking to be a very busy year for the island of Ireland. It's the year of the gathering 2013, so if you do have clients that are thinking, should I go, should I not go, absolutely, this is the year to go. I'm always, you know, at the end of a telephone line. You can call. It's 416-925-6368. We have an office here in Toronto at 2 Bloor Street West. You can always pop in, and I'm always happy to help with anything that I might be able to help with, whether it's information, advice, or any contacts you might need. So thank you very much for joining us, and have a great day. Okay, bye-bye.